the closest I ever got him to almost breaking character.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times wrestlers couldn't keep a straight face.
What on earth? I've got chills out of here!
For this list, we'll be looking at the instances where professional wrestlers broke character by losing their composure in one way or another. Which moment made you do a double take? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, the key of Jericho. Mick Foley's tenure as an on-screen WWE commissioner made for some very memorable moments.
Because you have the talent! You have the talent to win the match on your own!
One such instance occurred when he nearly lost his composure in front of the Ayatollah of rock and roller himself, Chris Jericho. Le Champion was in the middle of another golden run with the company and was working a storyline with Kevin Owens around the time of the 2016 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Are you mad because I locked the cell and twirled the key around?
During an in-ring interview segment, Foley seemed incredibly amused at Chris's Key of Jericho remark. We were sure the Hardcore Hall of Famer was gonna completely lose it.
Lock it in, man!
Number 9, Taker's travel problems. Everyone respects The Undertaker. There have also been certain members of the WWE roster that belong to his inner circle, one of which being John Bradshaw Layfield.
Not that I'm scared of you. All right.
So when JBL decided to have some fun and play a little inside baseball during a promo, it caught Taker completely off guard. To the audience, JBL's comment about going on a relaxing vacation in an air-conditioned RV seemed like a throwaway line. However, it was actually an inside joke about The Undertaker's real-life experience.
You know what you need? You need a vacation.
One that included his van unexpectedly breaking down during a hot Texas day. It's slight, but you can totally see The Undertaker crack just a little.
And I see him start to grin.
Almost got you, the damn sure got me.
Number 8, CM Punk has heard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined here tonight by some of the greatest and most decorated former champions ever.
By all accounts, CM Punk had mentally checked out during his run with the WWE by the time this segment aired. How else can we explain the exasperated grin on his face, not to mention the intentional fidgeting, while the Authority cut a promo in the ring? Punk seems incredulous at the sight of a ring packed with former champions, himself included, but refuses to sell what's going on between the ropes. Instead, he's caught on the hard cam laughing about Stephanie McMahon's commentary about her husband Triple H.
And at the pinnacle of that list is the 13-time champion, the King of Kings, my husband Triple H.
In short, he basically looks like he'd rather be anywhere else than where he was at that moment. Number 7, Randy Orton likes groups. Factions and tag teams are a great way to get talent over with the audience. The Viper is no stranger to team-ups over the course of his career, and the New Day took great delight in poking gentle fun at this.
We saw you last week laid out in the middle of the ring at the hands of the New Day.
During an interview segment on Monday Night Raw, the team was rattling off their recent accomplishments. They then proceeded to point out just how many teams Orton had joined over the years.
But what about Legacy? Oh no!
Including the likes of Evolution and Legacy, to name a few. Orton seemed quite amused by the whole thing, and the camera even catches the veteran superstar breaking character a number of times. Oh, Randy.
Dang, Randy! How many groups have you been in? I mean, come on, man.
Number 6, Paul London's smile. It's one of the most infamous instances of wrestling weirdness ever, and that's saying something. It all occurred during the impending storyline death of Mr. McMahon. An array of talent is seen lined up in the backroom halls as the chairman makes his exit from the building. Everyone looks on in a serious manner, except Paul London, who has a goofy smile on his face. London has gone on the record detailing that the segment was taped multiple times with this same odd smile on his face, with no one telling him to do otherwise. Rumors flew that this was the reason why London was let go by the company, but given that he remained employed for a while after the incident, it's likely not the case. Number 5. A Stone Cold Smirk. When the feud between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mr. McMahon was good, it was great. When it was weird, it was arguably even better, usually during their interactions, and there was a lot of them. Austin maintained his bad-to-the-bone persona, but not even Stone Cold could contain his joy at the sight of Vince's dance moves. In the ever-expanding storyline, Vince had hitched his wagon to Mick Foley / Dude Love. This led to an odd celebration in the aisleway. We're pretty sure Austin was supposed to be unamused during the ordeal, but the camera catches the Hall of Famer smirking ear to ear at the absurdity of it all, and we don't blame him.
What a message that Vince McMahon has just sent to the rattlesnake!
Number 4. Try the fish. Fact, Shayna Baszler is tough as nails. However, not even she could hope to survive against R-Truth and his not-so-hidden superpower, being hilarious. It all happened when Baszler was going on a rant during an episode of Raw Talk. The fighter would go on to criticize the backstage catering.
What kind of a person eats their fish with tartar sauce instead of cocktail sauce?
Apparently, this was too much for R-Truth, because he jumped in to defend the fried fish. He then suggested that Shayna should have used tartar sauce. Naturally, this puts Baszler over the edge, as we can clearly see that she's struggling to keep it together. Don't mess with Truth's fried fish, alright?
Nothing beats a failure but a try. A dash of Tabasco.
Number 3. John Cena. The art of comedy in wrestling can be a delicate tightrope. Thankfully, Santino Marella succeeded in making us laugh more times than not, especially when he was playing the bad guy. There was just something absurdly likable about the star. Santino certainly knew how to make fun of himself, something that endeared him to the WWE Universe. We can even count John Cena as a fan of his comedy.
The secret is, you see that?
This is evidenced by an interview segment where Santino overemphasizes his accent when pronouncing Cena's name. The "You Can't See Me" superstar can be seen barely containing his grin, despite the fact that he's supposed to be mad at Marella.
You know what? You have a big mouth, John Cena, and there's nothing I would like more for Christmas than a chance to shut it.
There was no hiding that smile. Number 2, the Macho Man loses it. This next entry is an infamous incident that we kind of wish we couldn't recall, but it did indeed take place. In this somewhat obscure WCW storyline featuring the legendary Randy Macho Man Savage, the wrestler was portraying a dangerously unhinged tormentor of women. It's here that he became physical with his personal valet, Gorgeous George, in the backroom area. Unfortunately, Randy went off script and landed an unplanted slap to Tori Wilson as well. Tori seemed confused by the hit, laughing nervously to perhaps defuse the situation. This is an uncomfortable moment for all, but especially for Tori. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Dean Ambrose corpsing. This segment from WWE's 2014 Old School Raw represented a homecoming for the one and only Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake Roberts!
Jake's battles with addiction and other personal demons have been well documented. Thankfully, the legend of the ring made it to a place of happiness, satisfaction, and good health. So, when Roberts and his pet of choice returned for a bit of nostalgia, Jon Moxley was perhaps more happy to lay down for the classic spot.
Oh my God! Oh no! The new and improved Damien!
Perhaps he was a little bit too happy, as the lunatic Fringe was clearly giddy on the mat after Jake hit the ring. But hey, who are we to judge? We can only imagine how cool this moment would be for just about anyone.
Somebody call PETA! Oh my Lord!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.